and Dane. We're waiting for some people to join us, and then we'll be taking chats. But appreciate you guys coming through, those that are watching live and those that are watching us on the replay. So we're just going to chat and chop it up for a minute till we get some people on. It takes a minute sometimes, but we are here. Dane and Dane, thank you for coming through.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yes. We send that Dane and Dane produced, and as soon as we get some more folks on, we will be rapping. We're starting to get some people joining now, so thanks for joining. We got Dane and Dane here. I'm Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. Dane and Dane has produced a movie, Sin. He also appears in it as Dave, which we'll get to as well as we talk. But Dane and Dane, the new movie Sin, it's out on Tubi. I already watched it on Tubi. Definitely watch and support. We're getting more people joining in. So we're taking questions. So definitely hit us on the chat. Let us know what you want to ask Dana. And we're talking about primarily Dana's new movie, Sin, that's out on Tubi. I already watched it. It's available worldwide. So definitely check it out. Tubi features lots of movies, but now it has Sin by Dana Dane. He's got Lou Gossett Jr. in there. Bella Blaq is in there. The main character is portrayed by Angel Love, Sean Nelson, Marcon Smith. So we got a lot of people. Definitely hit us in the chat. Let us know what's happening. But Dana, let's get into it now that we're getting more people here on the live on Unique Access Entertainment. How did you come to be involved in the new Sin movie that just premiered on Tubi? Dana, you're muted. I lost your audio. And I see James Kreisberg is in the chat. Excited to check it out. Definitely, yeah, back on the live. So Dana, for those that are just joining us, and shout out to James Kreisberg for hitting us in the chat. But Dana, how and why did you get involved in the Sin movie that's out now on Tubi worldwide?
Access, I am a family and a friend to the channels. But yeah, I had worked on several short films. I actually produced two other projects that are on Tubi right now. Honor Amongst Thieves, that is a feature film, and To Live and Die and Best Die, which is a 5-part series on Tubi. But my input as a producer on those films was, important, but it wasn't as in depth as it was on Sin. So, Sin was kind of one of the first films that I was a part of in a driving force in bringing to light in regards to the script development, casting of the main characters, all the ins and outs of scheduling and SAG and things of that sort. But I got into doing the movie Sin through my man Dutch, the writer of the actual screenplay. Dutch is a acclaimed author. He is the author of the Dutch series that now have become movies and big time movies. Shout out to the Haley family. They now on Dutch 3 actually, so shout out to them. You should watch that as well. But Sin, man, it was when I first read the story from Dutch. It just gave me a sense of a thriller, um, like I would say like the Fight Club maybe, or Sixth Sense, or Sixth Sense type of vibe. You know what I mean? But from an urban perspective, and I thought it was real cool. To have the it be set in the world of strippers and things of that sort. And when I read the script and we were talking about who could play the blind painter, because he was an elderly guy, and we threw out a couple of names, and I threw out Lou Gossett Jr. I don't know what made me think about Lou Gossett Jr., but he's a legend, and I was like, man. And once I said his name, the rest of the producers, Luke Steffen and the executive producer, Yui Win, and Sean Baker was like, "Yeah, man, if you can get Lou Gossett, or we can get Lou Gossett Jr., it'd be out out the park, yeah, out.
Dana Ice B is a big supporter of Unique Access and Dana Dane as well. So definitely shout out to Ice B watching.
Ice B, what's up? James, what's up, bro? Family, James Kreisberg, that's the fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So so I set out to go and get Lou Gossett Jr. I said, I'm gonna get him, because he would make the movie, if we had him in there, having a legendary Academy Award winner. But the thing of it is, we didn't have a big budget, It's under SAG we were the ultra low budget, so the budget is under $300,000 to get the project done, and so I first reached out to Lou Gossett's Mr. Lou Gossett Jr.'s son, Sati Gossett. And I said, "Yo, I want to get your father in this movie." I had met him one time at the premiere for his short film, and he said, "All right, Dan." He sent me his father's email, so I sent Mr. Lou Gossett Jr. email. Never got a response though, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go that route. I'm not even gonna go the family and friends route. I'm gonna figure out another way to get it done. And I reached out to Leslie Green, and she has RTSE Casting in Atlanta. And at the time, Mr. Gossett was living in Atlanta, Georgia. So I gave her a call and said, "Hey, we want to get Mr. Lou Gossett Jr. for this movie. It's a low budget." She was like, "He's not gonna do it, Dana. Y'all ain't got no money." And I was like, "I know, but." It's one of those things that maybe he'll like the script. If he liked the script, anything is possible. And so she said, "Okay, I'll see." And she took the script. She finally got in contact with him about a month or two after we initially reached out to him. Excuse me, I got allergies, y'all. My eyes are watering. He read the script and he said he liked the script. Blew my mind. I was like, wow. Son? Yeah. He said he liked the script, and not only said that he liked the script, he said he wanted to do it. He said, he wanted to do it, and so it was just about negotiating his fee, and seeing if we can get him on board. But like I said, we ain't got no money. We're a small budget movie. You know what I mean? The budget was really only $150,000 to start. To be honest, somewhere around there, and so. I reached out, gave him a number, and he said, "Okay, yeah, we can do it for that number. Just send it to my attorney." So I sent it to his attorney, and then got to his attorney. I said, "Yeah, Mr. Guy said he'll do it for this number." He said, "No, I would never let him do it for that number." so, so then I called Terry Vaughn, the actress, producer, director, Terry Vaughn. I said, "Terry, we got our film, my first, movie that I'm really driving, Sin. What should I pay Mr. Gossett?" She said, "Whatever he wants." I said, "Dang." So, we went back and we talked to the attorney, and we finally came with a number that was both feasible for our side and work with Mr. Gossett. And so, now we're going into production. Now, mind you, y'all, this movie took us about 4 years to get done, actually, because we shot this movie in 2021. And not taking anything away from anybody, we had a lot of young filmmakers on board, like first timers. The director was a first time feature film director. A couple of producers were first time producers. The makeup person and I think the wardrobe person, just a lot of people, first time. You know what I mean? And and Okay, Tone West, what it is. All right. Yeah, and we just, came together with with the talent that we had, with the skill level that we had. I was the first time feature filmmaker under a SAG umbrella. I mean, I've done feature films, I've done other projects, but this was a SAG project, which is totally different, really, from doing independent, non-union movie, because there's so many rules and regulations you have to follow and things of that sort. And I was in the. I'm actually in the movie. I both had two scenes in the movie, but yeah, I'm Dave. I'm Dave the dope fiend. Yeah, no. Except I'm clean. I'm clean. I'm all the way clean, John. Yeah, but I'm Dave. But I both had two scenes, but I was dealing with the SAG situation on set. It was crazy. They almost shut us down a few times. They actually did shut us down. Yeah, they shut us down when we was on set. And it was the day that Sean Nelson, acclaimed actor, a veteran in the game, and we bringing him on set, and he gets a call from SAG like, Dane, SAG just called me and told me I'm not working today. I like, uh, uh.
Deliver us from evil. He's a vet and put in a lot of work. So to get not only Lou Gossett Jr. but Sean Nelson in the film, that's two major coups, and they're both throughout Sin, which is on Tubi now. Definitely watch it if you haven't already.
All came together. Everybody's job on this film. Everybody brought something that was very important to the film, whether it was casting or finding the crew or being a director, the makeup. It was hard fought. I tell you, to get through this film, but seeing the finished project, it was all worth it. You know what I mean? I'll say that. But yeah, they brought Sean Nelson in. I thought that was a great fit for the movie as well, to play opposite Bella and I mean Angel Love and Bella, and just his poise and just the way he carried himself on set and throughout the film was just incredible to have in the mix. We got Shiggy, big time social media influencer, comedian, things of that sort. We got Rip Michaels, a big time comedian, in the movie. Marquand Smith, executive producer from The Godfather of Harlem, also starring in Godfather of Harlem. Oh, Johnny Blaze, can't forget Johnny Blaze. You know what I mean? Y'all know her from Reality, and she can sing her ass off. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, she's ebony. She's ebony. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of fun on set. Getting this movie done. It was, like I said, it was hard fought, but it was but the only thing that it was hard fought, it was people's passion for doing the best job creatively. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be a little heads bumping, but it was all in good love. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted the same thing, to make the best movie possible. And I think that we did a good job in that respect. Yeah.
And Tone West. If you guys have any questions for Dana, especially with Tubi, his new movie Sin on there, let us know. And obviously, Dana's open to answer any questions about his career or anything else at the moment. But Dana, for you, watching Sin that's on Tubi now, everybody should check it out worldwide if you haven't already. I was very impressed with Angel Love, who I wasn't familiar with as an actress. Then I looked her up and saw she was in a few other things. I got the hook up too. But Angel Love really carries the film as the main character, and I was very impressed. So, you as a producer, as somebody that has made other films and other projects, who's been making your own videos, obviously since the '80s, what struck you about Angel Love's work, especially as she was carrying the Sin movie now that's out on Tubi?
9 days before we went into production that we got on set and started shooting. We had been doing, yeah, we've been doing pre-production for 3 months, but we couldn't find our leads for some reason. We all had a certain look in our head, in our minds, of what Sin and Sasha and Sin looked like, and we were wrestling with the, should one be light skinned, one be dark skinned, one be white, one be black, all this type of stuff. And when we sat down and we discussed it, we said no, they both should be the same complexion, brown skin, beautiful type. And so I had been following Angel Love page, because I know she was doing some house stuff and house remodeling, building, and she was on a reality show. And she's a beautiful young lady, you know what I mean? And so I thought to myself, she looked like she can play the role. You know what I mean? If she can act, then I'm gonna, see if she can audition. So I started looking through, and I went through the IMDb, and I went through some other stuff, and I found some clips of her acting. I said, "Oh, wait a minute, she can act. I think she would be the perfect Sasha." We've actually had somebody else as Sasha before that, but because of some, business technicalities, we couldn't fulfill the role. You know what I mean? But so we had Angel Love audition, and we were like, yeah, I think she can do it. And plus, our back was up against the wall. We were 9 days out. You know what I mean? We still had to sign the contract. We still haven't found out Bella yet either. So the week after that, we found the Bella. I mean, we didn't find Bella. We found another actress who was supposed to be playing Sin, actually. You know what I mean? But again, that was a thing with creatively, the producers. We had a discussion about who should play who. We didn't come to the same decision, and I got voted out kind of on regards to who Sin was going to be, and it wasn't Bella Blaq, who is the Sin now. It was someone else, and so
To the Clips new album, Let God Sort Them Out. You should definitely check out those lives if you haven't seen them. You can catch them on the channel. But today we're talking Dane's new movie that he produced, Sin, that's on Tubi. Definitely check it out. Watch it if you haven't already. Worldwide, it's available. So Dana, Angel Love and Bell Black, they have some roles, they have some acting. Bell Black's going to be on P Valley coming soon, but they're not super OGs like Lou Gossett Jr., who you also have, or even Sean Nelson. So, what impressed you, or what did you take from how Angel Love and Bell Black played off each other for Sin?
There probably was a little trepidation about it, but I felt like she should do it, so we casted her. I convinced the team that we should cast it, and everybody came on board. Bella Black was different when she did her role audition. I knew she could do it too again, but we all weren't on the same page. But when she came on set, for the first day, we hadn't shot any of the sin roles. I mean the sin scenes, and she came on for other part. But once she got on set, we all agreed we need to make a shift and put her in that place. And their chemistry was instant. You know what I mean? They fed off each other. They became almost like sisters, almost like the character. You know what I mean? Intertwined, having a good time. Of course, though, uh, Bella's role wasn't as intense as Angel Love. Angel Love was on set every day, 10 hours a day, putting in work. This is her first, lead role, and she showed that she is a lead role actress. About the dedication and the time that she put in, and the work that she put in to bring about the character of Sasha. So shout out to Angel Love, much love. You know.
Almost every scene, which for a new actor, new actress in particular, is very challenging. So, as a producer, and then also seeing how she interacted with the director and others, was she doing a lot of stuff on her own, or was she getting some coaching and direction, or what did she do that helped deliver a strong performance in Sin that's on Tubi now?
The producer driver. And when she got from the time she got in the car to set, she was in character basically, being a person, learning the lines, studying the lines. Of course, the director gave her all the input and guidance that she could in regard. And shout out to the director, Abani, uh, Nisa. She gave her good direction on what the character, and she came and talked to me and the producers about what we thought the role should be as well. And since I had cast her, I gave her some input on what I thought where she could land, and most of it was just her though. You know what I mean? Just her, just interpreting what was on the paper and what the director wanted, and just giving her best. You know what I mean? And for first time or not, she did a really really good job. First time or not. You know.
In the club, right?
Got to get the peoples in there. He came through and gave me a cameo. Shout out to Dennis L. White. He came through and gave us a cameo. And Dennis L. White has been in everything from the Tupac movie to a whole bunch of things, man. And he's got just a list of accolades, and he's also got an acting school as well. So shout out to Dennis L. White. He just came through, and he wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, but he said, "Yo, Dane, I'm gonna come through and just give you a cameo." And I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, man," and he just jumped in on the club scene. So shout out to Dennis L. White. That was dope.
He wanted to know why you didn't shoot a music video for the Nightmares Again track that you released a few years ago that our good friend Kwame produced. So
Um, I didn't want to. I wasn't really promoting the song as strong as I supposed to, and it was just about a financial thing. I didn't want to spend money on it, but I'm going to do a video for it because, great songs they don't die, and I'm working on an album right now called The Great One, so it's going to be on the Great One's album. I think we'll get it done before the middle of 2026. We'll have it out. I'm about to drop a single though soon. Before the end of this month is up, I'll be dropping a single though. All right, so look forward to that, y'all. Dane, down with us. That's the name of it. Down with us.
thank you for that, Tone West. Anybody else that has a question for Dana about his new movie Sin that's out worldwide on Tubi, you can hit us in the chat, or anything else about Dana's career, let us know and we'll ask Dana.
Great job. A lot of people shoot these and they don't look as good as it doesn't look like, it's $100,000. It looks like it's about 5, 6, 7, even a million, because of the way he was able to, catch the angles and shots, and he really did a great job. And shout out to Queen Norris as well, my producing partner. She came on and helped out and assisted. She came on just to help out. Before the movie was over, she was the producer, so that's how dope she is. She came on just like, "Hey, then I'm hanging out with you." You know what I mean? Next thing you know, she's a producer with me. You know what I mean? So that's a great thing. And just to talk about the movie overall, when we started doing the movie, and me and Dutch, this is before we had any people involved in it, production wise. Any other producers, any other the director, castman. Not it was just the script, and our main focus was to give people opportunities, people who hadn't done a film, who wanted to do a film, who could show that they could step up and be a part of a feature film. The makeup artists, the hair artists, the wardrobe artists, PAs, director, first time feature film director, some producers, um, you name it, the catering people, first time people, you know what I mean? We gave opportunity to a lot of people. So that's what I'm most proud about. The opportunity that we were able to provide and excel people's careers on this film set.
Longtime supporter and follower of Unique Access, and shout out to Ice B as always. But he wants to know, will Sin be released on Blu-ray?
Doing so well on the streaming platforms and especially Tubi. I don't know if they will go that route. Me myself, I wanted to go out to TVOD before it went to Tubi. That's transactional video on demand, where you sell it to the customer, whether it be pay per view or theater. Or some other pay by demand thing, but they thought it would just be more beneficial just to put it straight to the people. And I'm glad they did, because now everybody can get to watch the work.
So definitely shoot us any questions you guys have in the chat. Dana's been gracious in answering every question so far. And then, Dana, one thing that really impressed me about Sin, for those that missed, you're welcome, Ice B. For those that missed the beginning, you got Lou Gossett Jr. in there, you got Sean Nelson, you got Marquand Smith, all of whom have done a lot of work on major projects. What did you learn from being around these seasoned veterans as a producer and even as an actor yourself that you're now applying to the other projects you're working on?
Um, yeah, to be patient, to not rush, and just be in the moment. Be in the moment of the creative process. It's easy to be just, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get this shot, but to actually soak in what they're actually doing, what they're bringing to the set, to the character, how they how they move on set, and how they handle themselves as actors and as people. That's very beneficial to this business, because it's a very collaborative business. You know what I mean? So knowing how to, and that's the biggest thing I learned, how to excuse me, this freaking um, allergies. That's the biggest thing I learned. Interacting with your crew and your cast, and mostly the crew too as well, because I had to learn how to navigate getting people to be on time, and with so many different perspectives and backgrounds and things of that sort. You have to figure it out. And I learned through the DP. I went up to him and I was like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to get everybody on time. What am I doing wrong, man? You know what I mean?" He said to me, "Dane, don't give him a time, ask him a time," and it worked. So what I did was, yeah, I went to the makeup person. Hey, how much time do you need on this to get them on set? Then I go to the DP and the lighting people. How long it take to get the next shot up? The audio people, how much? They all give me a time. And I say, can we do it in this time now? You know what I mean? And it turned out to be one of the best lessons I learned. Hmm.
Is how collaborative art usually is. And films, obviously, you got dozens of people working on them, even smaller budget films like Sin. Definitely check it out on Tubi. It's available worldwide now, Sin, Tubi. But that's the thing about listening, interacting, and talking. Dana, you and I have talked now probably hundreds, if not more, times now. Even if we don't understand something, we talk and we make it happen. And that's something I think we need to do more of in our society Thankfully, Dana and I haven't had any disagreements yet, but people just got to talk and work through things. And that's how also, as Dana and I both know, that's how you also get better results. Because
No, this is what I want, because it's not very collaborative and it doesn't serve the bigger picture.
and gloves. And then Ice B has another question for you, Dana. As a filmmaker yourself, who's your favorite director?
You know what I mean? But it depends on what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? So for action type stuff, I like Guy Ritchie because I like the way he shoots and cuts. You know what I mean? For super adventures, it's Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? For dramas, I like Ava DuVernay. You know what I mean? I like what she does, The Passion. Gina Bythewood. Uh, she's dope. You know what I mean? It's just so many dope ones, dope directors. But if I had right now, Queen is a good Queen Norris is a good director I can work with though. You know what I mean? As I do my films, and I'm gonna be directing soon, so I'm gonna be my favorite director soon. Okay, it's gonna be me. But right now, yeah, right now it's a lot. It's no one director out there because like Martin Scorsese, nobody out tops him when it comes to those mob type of crime drama films. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, it's just so many dope directors. It's hard to pick one to me. You know?
About his new movie Sin that's on Tubi, definitely hit us in the chat, or about Dana Dane's career, what he's working on beyond Sin. But as always, Dana, it's really great to have you on Unique Access. As always, Dana helps make the channel happen, helps make the channel fun, and it's connected me with so many people over the years. So thank you for that, Dana, as always. Great friend of mine and honored to be your friend. Uh, Guns and Gloves, Dana film. So yeah, Guns and Gloves. The reason we're here, Dana Dane's new movie Sin is on that he produced is on Tubi. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's got Lou Gossett Jr., Bella Blaq. You guys might remember Sean Nelson from Fresh and The Wood back in the day. He's in it as well. Angel Love carries the film. Ice B saying keep the old school alive. Dana definitely embodies that. Uh, so, so yeah, Dana, anything else you want to add before we bounce?
Platforms, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and that stuff. Got more movies coming, so stay tuned. Watch, send, share, send, and keep supporting Unique Access. You know what I mean? It's been a pleasure to be on this journey with my man Soren Baker. He's been really carrying this Unique Access channel, and he brought me along on the journey, and I've been enjoying the ride, man. So thank you for making me a part of this, and helping my editing skills too. You know what I mean? So I step my editing skills up working on Unique Access. So that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yes, Dana Dane forever.
Used to love that hook. Thank you. Appreciate it, Soren. Have a good one, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thank you to Dana Dane as always. And definitely watch Sin on Tubi. There's a lot of nice scenery in there if you catch what I drift for the fellas, especially. So definitely check it out. Sin, it's on Tubi worldwide now. And congratulations, Dana, on another successful venture.
All right, y'all. Full circle. Bless.